Hey, what's up everybody, Prime122 here, bringing you another video from the observational ship Rodion. Now I'm sure you're all wondering how I've ended up here. Well, I decided I would go out and observe the multiverse to help further my research. I managed to make my way to a universe in the Lucas cluster and stole myself a non-transforming Star Destroyer, and did a little renovating. New rooms, new technology, we have a transwarp drive to let us travel through space and time, as well as some other technologies based off a sarcophagus we found to allow us to move between universes. The ship is crewed by my ever-loyal Minicon staff. When are you going to let us rest? As soon as you've learned your place! Yes, sir. Anyway, where was I? In case you can't tell, this is basically the new motif of the channel. All that exposition was just a way to hand-wave why the set has suddenly changed for those who care. And for those who don't, don't worry about it too much. Anyway, we're going to be doing another Transformers More Lore. For those of you who don't know, Transformers More Lore is the series where I take your questions about the Transformers multiverse and answer them with good old full-scale research and my ability to remember pointless trivia on 80s toy franchises. If you have any questions you want to know the answer to, or even want to know if there's an answer, please ask away in the comments below. Anyway, let's get into this. In Beast Wars, we see a brief message from the original G1 cartoon Megatron to the Predacon Megatron. Is the entire message available anywhere, as we see a snippet of the message? The only visual footage or audio recorded by Megatron on the Sounds of Earth Golden Disc that we have seen or heard was the footage shown by the Predacon Megatron from the fragment that remained of the disc. Though we have only seen this bit of the message, its purpose is clear: to order the future Decepticon sympathizers to go back in time to kill Optimus Prime to cause a Decepticon victory in the Great War. Are there any female Dinobots? The only female Dinobot we know of at this moment would be Strafe of Primex 1005.19 Gamma. Strafe was a citizen of Caminus and a member of the planet's legislative body, the Forge Fire Parliament. A politician, Strafe played no small role in Caminus' diplomatic policies during the Combiner War of 2015 CE, where she participated in reconstruction efforts on Caminus and also was one of the first signatories on the treaty that established the Council of Worlds. The next year, Strafe took part in a mission to take Cammy and Sparks to a hotspot on Cybertron, with Slug's Dinobots serving as their guards. Unfortunately, the mission failed when the Decepticon Bludgeon attacked the convoy in the ruins of Tiger Pax. The attack resulted in the loss of the Sparks, and Strafe being mutated by the energon that had been contaminated by the ancient monster Trypticon. Now mutated, Strafe proclaimed herself as a Dinobot and fell under Slug's command. As of the time of recording, the Dinobots are still wandering the wilderness of Cybertron. Is there a universe in the multiverse where the Halo franchise exists along with the Transformers franchise? No. What happened to Hot Rod in the American G1 continuity and Japanese continuity? I assume you're asking what happens to them after the cartoons, because that seems to be the only thing people pay attention to despite there being so much more to Transformers than the cartoons. In Primex 984.17 Alpha, following the Pax Cybertronia, Rodimus Prime succeeded Optimus Prime following Optimus' second, third, or fourth death, depending on how you count them. Rodimus appears to have a laissez-faire policy on the rule of Cybertron following the war, as he even abandoned the title of Prime, preferring to be known simply as Rodimus. Rodimus never lost the desire for action, and as a result, he would be part of the Autobot special unit called the Wreckers. In 316 AU, the Predacon Megatron unleashed a virus on Cybertron, and Rodimus was in charge of defending the planet against Megatron's Viacon hordes. He failed. Leading the resistance, Rodimus would let Primal Prime take command. However, instead of liberating Cybertron from Megatron, the Wreckers were dispersed across the galaxy to find more information on their race's origin from the Oracle. The Oracle's mission caused the Wreckers to find that the Predacon Cryotech, in an alliance with the Quintessons, was launching an attack on Cybertron in another attempt to occupy the planet. While Rodimus was instrumental in defeating Cryotech, alongside Cheetor, Rodimus would succumb from his wounds from the battle against Cyclonus. In Primex 785.06 Alpha, Hot Rod was last seen as still part of the Autobot forces at some point after 2036 CE. Hey, it's NY Transformer here. Sorry about the name change, long story. Now, if I remember correctly, during the second season, I think it is the second season, of Beast Machines, I believe it is Optimus Primal and Nightscream, I think it was them, find Iacon. Was that really Iacon they found, and if so, why didn't its discovery play any role in the plot? In Primex 94.17 Alpha, and related universes, Optimus Primal and Nightscream do indeed uncover Iacon, the former capital city of Cybertron before it was replaced with Cybertropolis, at some point in 316 AU. As for the plot, well, what am I, the writers? When was the planet Micro established in the Japanese Extended Universe? In Primex 785.06 Alpha, the first appearance of the planet Micro from a quad-wall perspective was in Transformers Victory Episode 17, Planet Micro, the Mysterious Warrior. If the fall of Cybertron and the Prime cartoon take place in the same universe, why is Sideswipe young in the More Than Meets the Eye, oh dear, cartoon? Where is the original Gritlock? Is he dead? In Uniend 911.05 Alpha, there are two known Sideswipes. The older Sideswipe, who served in the Great War, and the younger Sideswipe, born following the rebirth of Cybertron. We know of two Grimlocks as well, with the oldest one last seen preparing to work on constructing a city with his Dinobot forces called New Spark. If Nexus Prime created the Autobot combiners, how were the Decepticon ones made? The exact relationship between the multiversal singular Nexus Prime and other combiners in the multiverse is a vague one, though it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to assume that Nexus Prime would be the ancestor to combiners from universes that debuted before October 2015, and only universes that have not already established their own origins of combiners. You appear to be under the misconception that Nexus Prime is only the ancestor of Autobot combiners, but this is not the case, as he would likely be the ancestor of all combiners, regardless of faction, so long as they meet the criteria previously established. Primus Prime 22, I was wondering, are there any technically good Decepticons in the Transformers universe as a whole, and by extension evil Autobots not counting Shattered Glass? I ask this because I saw in the G1 original comics a Decepticon by the name of Skullgrin did not want to harm humans, but he still hated Autobots. I think that counts as kinda good. And in the IDW More Than Meets the Eye comics, the Autobot Pharma turned out being evil. Are there any others that fall under this category? This is a very good question, and a question you all have to answer for yourself, because it all comes down to what you feel constitutes a good person and a bad person. This is a topic that everyone has wondered for centuries, from philosophers to psychologists to artists to doctors and so on. What you would consider a good person may not be what I consider to be a good person, and the same is true for what makes a bad person. Just recently, there was a sort of controversy in the Transformers fan community over a poster for the upcoming Transformers movie, The Last Knight. The poster read, "Rethink Your Heroes," as the film appears to show Optimus Prime as a sort of enemy to Bumblebee in some scenes. The filmmakers obviously held the idea that Optimus Prime of this universe was to be thought of as a hero, hence they believed this twist would be shocking. Immediately, many fans on many boards and websites asked, was this Optimus Prime ever a hero? Citing all the morally ambiguous actions he's done in the previous continuity. Again, this is a subjective issue that will serve as a core debate for as long as humanity exists. And it's a very interesting thing to think about.
I'll drop an ethics bomb on you. Would you steal bread to feed your family? Boom!
Exactly, Andy.
Yeah, I took intro to philosophy twice, no big deal.
It's a trick question. The bread is poisoned. Also, it's not your real family. You've been cuckolded by a stronger, smarter male.
No, that's not how it works.
So that's going to wrap up this video for today. Thank you so much for your questions. If you have any questions on the Transformers multiverse, feel free to leave a comment below and it may be picked for the next episode. I hope you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Tumblr for updates. We got a Discord server moving up. Go subscribe to the Lazy Koalas and my second channel. And hey, why don't you go, subscribe to me? That sounds pretty cool, right? And yeah, once more, thank you to everyone for watching. And have a good day, ladies and gentlemen.
でもそんな